Misty in the building. Hey, Misty. Candle lover. I see you, candle lover. 1111 is in the building. How you doing? Charles, tap the screen. Say hi, Jerusha. Hello, pretty people. Yes, I am definitely. We're on TikTok Book Face. So if you want to join us over here on the Tick and the Talk, I would love to have you over here. We have so much fun, and we're going to get our workout on as usual. So we always work out over here on TikTok. We do 7 to 10,000 steps. We drink 1 liter of water or more, and then I have a little something that gives me more energy, stamina, and mental focus, a little bit more agile. So I want to be healthy and wealthy. So I'm trying to do all the things, and so I definitely can help you out with that. So if you want to be a little bit more agile, you want to have more energy, put agile in the chat, and I'll tell you more about that, okay? So yes, I just want to make sure that we're able to run and jump and have fun and on vacation do all the things we want to do, scuba dive. And so yes, so please put in the chat agile, and I can share what I do, and so my little routine that I have with myself. And so yes, I want to make sure my Instagram, yes, if you're not following me on YouTube, you might want to follow me over there. I don't think anything's going to happen to the Tick and the Talk, but that's my backup. My backup is my YouTube. Okay, so please follow me. It's my name, really easy to find. It's my name, and I want to share this in my groups as well. And so I definitely believe, this is a business strategy for you right now. Now I always go live on TikTok, right? So I'm just bringing in the Facebook family so they don't miss all this goodness, and really utilizing Facebook Reels and Facebook Lives because I have more followers on my Reels and Facebook. And so my TikTok is stagnant for whatever reason. It's like 45,000, and I'm trying to get to 50,000. So if you're not following, we're going to get to 50,000. Yes, on TikTok. So let's go. If you're not following, make sure you follow right now. And so we've been trying to get to 50,000 for a minute. So I'm not sure. But my Facebook is growing all the time. My Reels is growing all the time. So even though they say the algorithms, right, we know they're similar. I don't know how this one gets pushed out more than my Instagram. It doesn't get pushed out like my Facebook Reels. And so, yes, I can pin this. So if you want to direct message me, you can. It tells me to pin this. You can send me the word agile or if you want to be a part of the pretty community, hashtag pretty people right there. If you tap that, you can send me a direct message. And I actually message back. It's either me or my assistant, but I actually message you back. I'm not that big that I can't talk. So yes, so it's going to be me getting to know you. That's what being pretty is. We're going to make that connection, honey. We're going to make that connection, honey. Make that money, honey. Glorious is in the building on Instagram. Hey, Glorious, how you doing? Good to see your beautiful faces. We're going to talk about focusing on your business, focus on yourself in 2025. Yes, tap the screen. Please do me a favor. If you're on Bookface and Instagram and YouTube, share this with your bestie. Share the broadcast. Sharing is caring. When I share, you share. That's how we change the world. Knowledge is the new rich. Arm yourselves with it. Write that down. Hey, Renee, how you doing? Yes, tap the screen, Renee. Say hi, Jerusha. I speak back. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for liking the live. Sue Ellen, how you doing? Hey, gorgeous. Thank you for the follow. Yes, we're going to get to 50,000. Make sure you follow. We got to get to 50,000 on TikTok. Let's go. All right. So TikTok, let's do the thing today. And of course, Instagram, please follow me on TikTok, and Facebook, follow me on TikTok so we can get to 50,000. That would be great. That would be wonderful. All right. So we're going to talk about focusing. Did you tag your business bestie yet? Go tag her right now. Like tag her. Or him, or the team, or whoever. Tag. Let's go. Shaman is in the building. Hello, how you doing? All right, let's get our workout on. So if you're following me, if you're a newbie, put newbie. Like you don't know what's happening. Put newbie in the chat so I know that you are a newbie to me. You're just now hearing the sound of my voice. You are a newbie. And so what we try to do, we want to be healthy and wealthy. So we're going to do steps. We're going to do our 7 to 10,000 steps. Or if you have the treadmill at home, great. If you're walking around your neighborhood, great. If you have a Peloton, great. Like whatever you're doing, we got to keep moving. Okay. And so I won't be jumping rope and I won't be running, right? Because one, if you don't know, I was in a major car accident years ago, which also crushed my ankle and foot together. So a little arthritis is in that ankle. So I don't want to pound on that. And then also for my knee. So both from the accident situation there. So I definitely want to make sure I stay as healthy as possible. So that's why I have a little some to help me have more energy, stamina, mental focus, build my muscles, all the things. And yes, if you don't know about the collagen, baby, okay, you need to know about it. So you can put Agile in the chat. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Glinda, thank you so much. Whoever giving me the hearts. Elizabeth, thank you so much. Is that right? Thank you so much for giving me the hearts. Alicia, thank you so much. Tap that screen. We're going to get 10,000 hearts in the live. Yes, put Agile. So yes, we definitely want to be as strong as possible. So keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. So we're going to focus. So the best way for me is to train and walk at the same time, okay? To share actionable business tips and strategies at the same time that I'm walking, all right? So that's helpful for me. I know I'll get it done. And I know, right, you'll learn something in the process, and it's a win-win for all of us, okay? So if you love this on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, go over here to TikTok so we can play music over here. We can't even play music on Instagram and Facebook. So I want to make sure you learn some valuable lessons today on how you're going to focus in 2025. And I've been an entrepreneur for years at this point, but I started my home-based business with my full-time job, worked in corporate America like most of you, right? And I enjoyed what I did, worked in radio and television. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Tap the screen for me. And then I decided, I need to work for myself. And I started learning all of these strategies. One of the things that I realized early on was people that are super successful, they have a plan of action and they focus on those actions. And so you cannot, in my opinion, have too many things happening because your energy is not focused on one thing. And so you got to be in a situation where you build one business successfully, then take on another business and build that successfully, and then another stream of income and build that successfully. So you got to have a clear plan and a focus, right? That nothing stops you from moving forward. So we're going to talk about that today. That change is inevitable. Change is situational. Transition, on the other hand, is psychological. So without transition, a change is just a rearrangement of the furniture, baby. And I just want you to know, change is going to happen. It's voluntary or involuntary, but necessary. And so when I realized early on, okay, Jerisha, you're going to have to change the way you think about entrepreneurship. You're going to have to change the way you think about earning your own money, like commissions. You got to change the way you think about paychecks, right? And so it was up to me to learn how to do that. So going into the new year, I don't think the new year should determine how you change. I think you should just decide that you want to change and then act on it. Thank you so much. Just tap the screen if you're on Instagram. Say hi, Jerusha. Yes, you can hear me? Okay, great. So for me, change is what happens to you, whereas transition is an internal experience. So it's how you respond to what happens to you. So change is an event. And so most people don't understand that technology has changed the way that we do business. Yes or yes. Is that true? Okay. And so we have to transition into the person we want to be. And I didn't want to be on social media. I didn't want to go live. I didn't want to do it initially because I built my business successfully offline. And so building something offline is more challenging than going live like this and walking on the treadmill. You got to have people skills. You're meeting people, you're networking, you're traveling. It's a different experience offline. And so I was hesitant to come online because I had already built my business successfully offline. But I realized, things are changing. Therefore, I need to change. And I couldn't rely on just coming online and hoping my friends, okay, or just your family help you build a business. So I would say, stop relying on your family or so-called friends to help you build your business. You got to meet new people to build an online business. And that's what I started doing, meeting new people, making sure that I learned how to go live. Initially, I didn't go live publicly. I actually did it in groups first. I tell people all the time, I actually went live in all of my groups first. I was practicing. There's a business tip right there. So if you're super afraid of it, what I would suggest, build a group and go live in the group so you can feel like, okay, I'm learning how to do it. You can learn how to actually maneuver, whether you're going to be having notes, whether you're going to have certain subjects in mind. And so I did that first. And I did that for a while. And then eventually I actually went public with the live. And even though I worked in radio and television, it's still really, really different than going live like this, right? So I said, okay, let's do it. I can't complain about the changes. I have to adapt to the changes. And so write that down. So it's all about you. You're the problem. You're the solution. So I was my own problem because I didn't want to do it. But look at me now. So look at you now. Look at you now. So understand, even with people that started with you on your Facebook page, your Instagram page, where are those people? That's why you have to consistently be meeting new people, consistently networking with new people. I think Tyler Perry said this. Everything's seasonal. I think Tyler Perry was the person who said it. What do you guys think about Tyler Perry new movie? Did you watch the movie? Let me know. I think in the movie, Madea Goes to Jail. I think that was the movie, right? Madea Goes to Jail. Some people come into, he said, some people come into your life and they're like leaves on a tree. Is that the movie? Yes. They're only there for a season. You can't depend on them or count on them because they are weak and only there to give shade. And so in that movie, when he said it, I wrote it down. I said, that's interesting. Most people are like leaves. They come into your life. They're seasonal. And of course, they blow away. So the people that started with you years ago are not with you. They're gone, right? They're in the wind. So you can't be mad at that. You can't be angry at them. They did their job. They showed you who they were the first time. So don't get mad. Make the transition. Your life is a story of transition. The transition, right, can be difficult. It was difficult for me to transition from offline to online, but look at me now. So let's talk about how that's going to happen for those that are hungry. And you're going to focus on the plan of action for 2025. I can't bring you on the live. Thank you so much for wanting to come on the live. You have to be a subscriber. I let my subscribers come on Wednesday night from 8 to 9. So if you want to do that, that'd be great. I'd love to have you. And I answer their business questions. So all you have to do, let me tap it. All you have to do is become a subscriber and we can get you on the live every Wednesday night from 8 to 9. Let me pin it right here. Okay. So yeah, help me reach my goal. There you go. You got it? Dr. Cindy in the building. Emma in the building. How you doing? All right. So this is what we're going to do. Focus on the plan of action. Okay. And just envision the end results. You have to know the end from the beginning to stay empowered in the process. You can write that down. Say, Jerusha, you have to know the end from the beginning to stay empowered in the process. What do you want to happen in your life? Write it down. What do you need to focus on to make that happen? Write it down. So I realized for TikTok, you have to go live 2 and 3 hours to really get big exposure. Well, I'm only going live about an hour, hour and a half. And I understand there are some new people, but not enough of what I want to see happen. So I have to focus on, right, my actions. Am I going to go live 2 hours, 1 in the morning, 1 at night, or am I going to go 2 hours, 1 time, right, during the day? But something has to change. So I'm already planning for that change. So you have to ask yourself, what do you need to focus on to make your dreams come true? You want to make a 6-figure income? What does that look like? Did you write it down? Do you want to hit 7 figures? Yes, write it down. Okay. So, and what are the actions that I am willing to take? So we all know, you know what you need to focus on, right? Do you need to focus on your health? Write that down. Do you need to focus on your belief system? Write that down. You become what you believe. What's holding you back? What's your BS? What's holding you back? What's your BS? Now, I say BS, I'm talking about belief system. What's your BS? Do you need to focus on your work ethic? Write that down. Do you need to focus on time management, which is self-management? Do you need to focus on budgeting, financing, your money right? Do you need to focus on self-love? Do you need to focus on love, period? Do you need to focus on consistency? Do you need to focus on relationships? Whatever you focus on expands. Write that down. Whatever you focus on expands. What you focus on grows. Okay? Thank you so much. And what you dwell on determines your destiny. So if the word, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tap the screen for me on the tick in the top. Hey, Lindsay, how you doing? Tap the screen. So write it down. This is your assignment, to write down what you need to focus on. Whatever that is. I really need to focus differently in 2025 for myself. I have to focus every day on what I want for my life. I have to pray about it. I have to see it. I have to be around it. I have to talk about it to myself, not to others. All day, I have to see it. I have to hear it. I have to be around it all day. Write this down. Here's your business tip. In order for you to have clear focus, you are seeing it all the time. Whether you are taking a picture and put it in on your phone, okay, and save it as your screensaver, you got to see it. Are you seeing it through your children? Are you seeing it in your planner? You're seeing it. Write that down. Number 2, you're reviewing it. Okay, you're reviewing it. What do I need to do today? What are my actions? Do I have an income producing activity list? What are they? You're thinking about it. You know, you think about that one that you love so much. You're thinking about him or her all day. Okay, you got to think about your dreams and goals like that. You got to think about your business just like that. You're thinking about it. And then you know how you get that feeling. Oh, I get excited because I'm thinking about it. I'm seeing it. I'm reviewing it. I'm thinking about it. Now I'm feeling it, right? And once you start feeling it, you start experiencing it and owning it as much as possible. And so when you show up, you need to show up like you're already a multimillionaire. When you show up on your lives, in your content, you better act like you're already there. You're experiencing it. You're seeing it. You're seeking it. So when you focus on something, there is a conviction to complete the task at hand. Listen, strong convictions precede great actions. So you got to have that conviction in your spirit. Do you feel it? I'm like, okay, this is it. Thousands and thousands of people starting businesses and thousands of people seeing income coming in from using that smartphone. Thousands and thousands of people are growing and getting out of debt. Thousands and thousands of people are leaving legacies for their children. I really have to say it, believe it, see it over and over and over for me to get to work. Anybody else like that? You got to have that conviction. Do you feel a conviction to change? A conviction is an emotional intensity a person links to an idea. And so once I do that, I'm like, oh man, I don't even know if I can handle it. Like, God, what would I even do if thousands and thousands and thousands of people, right, change with these business strategies and change from going through my business courses and change their financial situation like that? You see how I'm smiling? I'm excited already. It didn't even happen yet. Not thousands and thousands, but I'm excited already for it to happen. It's a passion that inspires us. Okay. And so I'm grinning from ear to ear. Like, can you imagine thousands and thousands and thousands? A person holding a conviction feels so certain. I feel so certain it's possible. And I mean, they feel so certain to the point of obsession. I am obsessed with helping people build their businesses online and offline. I'm obsessed with inspiring people, motivating people. I'm obsessed with my health, getting it right. I'm obsessed. There's certain things I'm just obsessed about. And so write that down. What are you obsessed about? One of the best things you can do to create mastery in any area of your life is to raise a belief to the level of conviction. Write that down. One of the best things you can do to create mastery in any area of your life is to raise a belief to the level of conviction. You can say it, write it down. A pretty person is putting it in the chat for me. Thank you so much. And in order to focus like this, you must have a plan that's written down. A plan of action. I call a to-do list or income producing activities. Now, how many of you already have your plan of action for 2025? Because if you don't have the plan written and you don't see it, you're not reviewing it, you can't experience it. So planning is important. Preparation equals profit. And so you got to plan out, what am I going to do starting today? Not January the 1st, today. My plan is I have to go live at this time to this time. Okay? What's the plan after that? If you want a power hour of how to work on your business for an entire hour, I have that in my 3-day RIDE business course. So put RIDE, R-I-D-E, RIDE, and I'll send it to you. I have a power hour that teaches you how to focus and plan your day with income producing activities. So if that's something that you need, right, put RIDE and we could talk about it. Now, so you're preparing every single hour of your day that you're earning a profit. Planning, I think, to me, if you don't have a plan, you work for somebody who has a plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. So if you don't already have your 2025 calendar, baby, what you waiting for? Go out today and get your calendar. Start writing in your calendar your plan of action. Does that make sense? You can't just put start a business. When are you starting a business? What type of business? Have you already inquired about those businesses? Have you already connected with somebody who can teach you how to run a business? Like, you can't say start a business. That's very generic. You've been saying that. Okay, when are you actually going to start? That's not a plan. That's an idea. That's not a plan. So you're going to write down, I'm going to start my candle business. I'm going to start my whatever business, writing my book. I'm going to start, and you're going to have a date that you're going to start. Now, what's the activity that you're going to do once you have that plan? So if you say you're going to write a book, your activity is, I'm going to write 2 sentences. Your activity is, I'm going to, write my foreword. Your activity, like, what's the action behind the plan? It can't be, I'm going to make money. That's not it, okay? Money isn't everything. It's living life fully and understanding what you contributed by the time you leave. So it's really about you living after you've actually gone. Like, your legacy, your dreams, your purpose lives on. So you can't just put a business. You can't just put, I'm going to write a book. That's not good enough. That's actually not a plan. That's just a great idea, something you want to do. So it's not just about the money. You can't say, I want to make a lot of money. How are you going to make a lot of money? How? What actions would you need to take to make a lot of money? Is it investment in real estate? Like, okay, if it is, are you getting your license? Are you just purchasing property? Are you flipping property? Are you doing Airbnbs? Like, what? You can't just say real estate. What about it? It's so many different parts of real estate. Okay? So that's very generic. So we want to be as clear as possible. Now, if you say, okay, you want to invest in property. Have you already connected with someone to invest in property? Are you already looking at investing in certain properties? Are you going to auctions? Are you looking at foreclosed properties? Like, what action? Not just real estate. Okay, that's very generic. Let's get into it. So your plan has to be so clear, with daily activities. I call it income producing activities. So we don't want to just focus on the money. Somebody said, just make a lot of money. How? You just gonna keep working your job and saving? That's not making a lot of money. Actually, just saving alone is not making a lot of money. I told my son there was this little boy. That's my son goes to a pretty good school, but there's this little boy that I would say rich, and his dad took him to this poor town or village to show him how some poor people live. And they spent time on a farm or in this little village of poor people, like this poor family. And so the dad, he asked the son, did you see how poor they were? And he asked his son, well, what did you learn? Now, keep in mind, they're rich, right? And so he thought he was taking his son to a poor neighborhood community to show him this is how unfortunate people may live. And so the son said, Dad, this is what I've learned. We have one dog. They have four. We have a luxury pool, right? They have rivers. We have, lanterns at night. They have stars. He said, we buy food. They grow theirs. And so what the father thought the son was going to see, right? He didn't see. He saw that we have these encyclopedias. They have the Bible. We have walls to protect us. They have friends and family. And so the child is pretty young. I would say about 14, 15 years old. And so the dad was really surprised to realize that his son didn't see, what he thought was an inconvenience. He saw what he thought was great out of those people, that they made it happen. They weren't complaining. They enjoyed themselves. They were laughing all day, enjoying each other's company, which he did not have that type of relationship with his own father, because his father was always working, chasing the money. So it's really not just about the money. It's not about the money that makes us rich. It's about the simplicity of having God in our lives and the people that we love. And so you can't just say money alone. What are you going to do with the money? Who are you going to serve? Who are you going to help? What charity are you going to donate to? So it's not just about you. It's also about other people. It's about living life fully. So prepare to sacrifice. Prepare for setbacks. Prepare for conflicts. Prepare for the win. Okay, there's a saying that says every 10 minutes of planning saves an hour in execution. So you got to make sure you're preparing to plan. Write that down. It's real simple. Write it down. Sweat plus sacrifice equals success. You're going to work this year of 2025. You're going to work for it. The money is just not going to come. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your favorite part for the whole. Somebody missed it. And so sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice your favorite part for the whole thing. So you don't have time to watch television. You're not going to have time to scroll social media 2 and 3 hours a day. You're not going to have time, right, to hang out with your friends at the hookah bar. You're not going to have time. You're not going to have time to go to every baby shower, every bridal shower. You're not going to have time because you have a plan of action to increase your livelihood, whatever that looks like for you. Are you following me? Yes or yes? And so you're going to be seen in 2025. You're not just going to go live. You're going to go live and thrive. You're going to go live and attract people. You're going to go live and make a difference. The unseen will be seen. Okay, you're going to be persistent. You got this. You're going to show up like you've never shown up before. It's just one live at a time. How do you get a nail in the wall? You hit it over and over and over and over. Rome wasn't built in a day. So it's going to take time to get used to going live, putting out content, having a plan of action every single day. And you got to have such a positive attitude about the outcome that hasn't even happened yet. It's called faith. So you're going to have crazy faith. You're going to have unbelievable faith. And so I think people who don't start, they don't believe it. The ability to persist on your path regardless of setbacks, unexpected events are going to happen, bad news and resistance. Your family or friends don't support you, but you continue to do it anyway. You continue to progress every single day, reaching your potential regardless of what it looks like. Reaching your potential requires you to be persistent. There's no quitting. Quitting is not on the calendar. There's no stopping. There's no thinking about it. I don't want to go through my whole life asking, what if I had given everything instead of going through the motions? There's a song by Matthew West, and it says something like, the verse of the song goes something like, I don't want to go through my whole life asking, what if I had given everything instead of going through the motions? Because most people, I believe, are going through the motions. Like right now, I'm walking on the treadmill. This is motion, right? Most people, they wake up, get dressed, go to work, come back home. Okay, they get dressed, go to work, come back home. They're going back and forth every day, and they feel like they're in motion, they're in movement, right? That's like being in a rocking chair and going back and forth, because there is movement, but you're not going anywhere in life. I'm not going anywhere just walking like this back and forth. I don't want to go through my whole life asking, what if I had given everything instead of just going through the motions? How much success have you accumulated in your life in 2024? Whatever level you have attained, you can do more. Wherever you are right now, you can do more. So never limit your potential. Never limit your potential success. And never limit what you will do to create a greater future for your children. Write that down. I got crazy goals, right? And I got to attack those goals every single day. I got to look at it differently every day. I'm seeing it, reviewing it, experiencing it, and acting on it. Now, I'm going to give you this business tip, because many of you took the challenge yesterday. You're going to go live with me, right? You're going to go live more in 2025. You're going to show up on the lives. You're going to be prepared, okay, for the lives. You're going to prepare with the subject. You're going to be prepared to give value. You're going to be prepared if one person shows up or 20 show up. You're going to be prepared like it's thousands of people watching. So here's your business tip, okay? Where do you find value for your lives? Where do you find the value for good content? Here it is. Find people, number one. Thank you so much. Write this down. Hey, Diamond, how you doing? Joyful, how you doing? Write this down. Catch up with me, Bookface. Where do you find valuable content for you to go live? I'm about to tell you. Write this down. Where can I find valuable content, Jerusha, to go live? Thank you so much, Vanessa. Make sure you follow the broadcast. We're getting to 50,000 on TikTok. So if you're not following, make sure you follow right now. Let's go, pretty people. You can follow right now. Uh-oh, that's not what I meant to do. Tap the screen. Hey, Vanessa. That's not what I meant to do. Tap, tap, tap. Grits in the building. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you where to find valuable content for your lives. Now that we're inspired and we're motivated and we're going to do it, we're going to change, we're going to be prepared. Let's go. Yes, thank you so much. Tap the screen. Let's get to our goal on TikTok. Let's see something. Thank you so much. Yes. Shantae in the building. Hey, Shantae, how you doing? Charlotte in the building. How you doing? 1 Pound Cake in the building. How you doing? Arlene, how you doing? All right, just want to make sure you're getting this. Write this down. Are you getting it? Okay, perfect. Hey, Vanessa, how you doing? All right, I'm giving you your business tips. Okay, where do you find valuable content to go live? Number one, find people in your niche. or find people in your field of interest. If you're writing a book, you're going to go find authors. Write this down. A pretty person's putting this in the chat for me. You're going to go find authors that you love or the type of books that you want to write. You're going to go follow those people. Find people that are already doing what you want to do. Write it down. That's number one. It's going to be so much easier for you to put out good content, valuable content, when you are watching people that have already done it successfully. So find those people. Now, probably somebody's saying, well, how do I find those people? Real easy. If you're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, doesn't matter. You know, there's a search at the top. And so you can just put in whatever it is that you're looking for. If I was looking for motivational speakers, I'm a speaker, I would put in motivational speakers. Or I could go to Google and put in list the top 100 motivational speakers. And it's going to give me a list of the top 100 motivational speakers in the world. I can go to their pages because they all have pages. They all have Instagrams. They all have all the things, right? I can go and see if that's my person. And I can choose to follow that person. So there are no excuses because we have the internet and everything is here for us. So you can go find your people. Now, if you want to go locally, somebody you can actually feel like they're more relatable, because if you do broad like that, they're going to give me like Oprah, which I don't know if she's that relatable to most people. They're going to give me a Tony Robbins. I don't know if he's that relatable to most people. So you want to make sure you want to follow people like that, but you also want to make sure you follow people that are closer to where you are. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Okay. Write that down. So that's how you're going to do it. Really easy to do. If you don't know how to create content, right? You're like, I just don't go do the same thing. You're going to go find people. If you want to make candles, go to the search on TikTok, go to the search on Instagram and put in candles. Everybody that makes candles, sell candles, you know, enjoy candles are going to come up. You get to see those accounts and choose who you want to follow. The information is available. That's number one. Number two, you're going to go to YouTube. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. It's my name, okay? You're going to go to YouTube. Same thing. You're going to make sure you follow those people on YouTube. They all have a YouTube account. So for me, like in terms of speaking, I can search Evan Michael. I can search Robert Coors. I can search Eric Thomas. I can search even Jim Rohn, right? I can search anybody I want and follow how they are speaking, follow their subjects, like how they explained it in a talk, and learn from it. So you can go to YouTube, search their name, real easy. Now, here's one of the things that I like to do. If I follow a Jim Rohn, I listen to his success story. I listen to his success tips. I listen to his strategies. I listen to his systems, and I learn from them. So not only am I following them to kind of get inspired for my own live and my own content, but I'm also implementing what I've learned. And so there's no way you don't have time, because we're in the car 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time. That's Drive Time University. So when you're in the car, that's when you're listening and learning. That's when you're listening and learning. We're not listening to the radio all the time in the car. We're not listening to Charlemagne the God. We're not. We are educating ourselves, self-education, okay? So that's the time that you do have. So if you're in my course, the 3-day ride, I teach you and look at your calendar for the day, and I teach you where you have time to self-educate, where you have time to build your business, where you have time to write your book. So if you're not in the ride, put RIDE, get in the ride as fast as possible so we can do it together. Now, once you start, obviously you can't take notes if you're driving. Don't do that. So what you want to do is, what I do is, once you stop, I have a voice recorder, and I'll just put whatever the notes is, I'll voice the notes to myself. And so that way it's in my notes. So if you're anything like me, we want to use that smartphone. Otherwise, it's a dumb phone. And so what you want to do is everybody's smartphone has a microphone. So if you hear a great quote or you hear a business lesson or a tip that you want to implement, when you stop, turn the voice recorder on and then record it so it's in your notes. Let me tell you, because you're not going to remember. You're not going to remember how they said it, what they said. You're not going to remember the place that you were on YouTube when they said it. So the best thing you can do is write it down. Okay. Now, once you do that, you have all the information, you found the person, you're going to get creative. You're going to create your own content based on what you've learned, what you've seen, what you've experienced. You're going to go live sharing what you've learned, what you've seen, what you've experienced. That's what your lives are going to be about. People love to see a success story. They want to see, I started from the bottom, now I'm here. They want to see that. So you're going to be really creative. But go ahead today, your homework. Go ahead today. Start getting your plan of action. Write out, not just your goals, because goals sometimes don't work, because it's a goal to write a book. What's the actions? Write down the actions of the goal. Not just, I'm going to invest in real estate. What are the actions? Okay. So you're going to write that down today. Then you're going to schedule the times that you're going to go live. When is this going to happen? I go live every Tuesday at 1:30. I do a lunch and learn. I go live every Wednesday night from 8 to 9. It's a scheduled programming. It's a scheduled show. It's not I'm trying to go live on Tuesday. I'm doing it every Tuesday at 1:30, every Wednesday at 8. So that's a plan of action. So you're going to write down today in your 2025 calendar that you should already have. You're going to write down, okay, how many pieces of content are you going to put out? Okay, you can't just put 2 pieces of content. What is it going to be about? You need to have a subject. So if you love making candles and you're going to teach us how to make candles from scratch, okay? So say that's your topic for the week or for the month. Okay, give me all the things that I would need to learn about candle making or whatever your niche is. If you're into lotions, potions, pots, pans, lashes, nails, real estate, insurance, finances, it doesn't matter, right? You can't just say, I'm going to talk about finance. What about it? Right? Write that down. I'm going to talk about how you get your credit score from 600 to 800 within a year. And you talk about that thing for a long period of time, because everybody's not going to see that first piece of content. Everybody's not going to see that second piece of content. Everybody's not going to see that third piece of content. So you're making the same type of content for a long period of time. I share motivation, inspiration, and business tips. That is the niche all the time. And then I have a topic. We're going to focus on going live in 2025. We're going to focus on our activities that's going to produce income in 2025, right? So you got to make sure you write down, what are you going to tell me about candles? What are you going to tell me about finances? What are you going to tell me about real estate? That's the true plan. Now, how many of you, be honest, you already have your 2025 calendar? Let's talk about it. Like you got it in your possession right now. Not Jerusha, I'm going to get it. You have it in your possession right now. Okay, be honest, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the devil. He said, nope, not yet, no. Okay, the good news is you heard the broadcast today. The good news is you're inspired to go do it. And so right now you're like, I got to do it today. So put it on your to-do list. You have to do it today, not tomorrow. You have to do it today if you are seriously going to make a difference and change. Okay, you got to look at people that are highly successful. They are not reactive, they're proactive. Remember that people who are highly successful in both their professional and personal lives continue to work. They continue to produce and create long after they're flourished, right? When you die, will your dreams die with you? So you've got to decide to work harder than everyone else. You've got to catch me because I'm going to be working harder than everybody else. So what are you going to be doing? Yes, creating something that lives longer than you. So what? You don't have the money yet. You don't need that much money to go up buy a calendar, right? So what? So what? You don't have the money to get all the apps. Just use the free resources. I give free resources in my 3-day ride business course. So everything doesn't have to be paid for yet. Now, eventually, when you start making the money, you're going to have to invest. Okay. I truly believe the best investment is in yourself. But in terms of certain things, you don't need a lot of money because we have social media. People will start to follow value, right? So what? You don't have the money. So what? You don't have the education yet. So what? You don't have the people yet. You're learning a skill. You got to be willing to learn the skill. I just gave you exactly what to do to get new content to attract new people. It's the will, not the skill. I want people who are willing to learn, not the people who just want to. I want the people that are willing to be uncomfortable. They're willing to look crazy for a short period of time. They're willing to mess up. So it's not the will, just the will by itself. You got to have a deep desire and belief that it's going to happen. You can learn the skill. You can learn it. If I can learn the skill, you can learn the skill. And I wouldn't say, that's a great question. I wouldn't say quit your job, keep your job. Now, obviously they're laying off in fourth and first quarter, but I would definitely say keep your career, whatever that is, whatever you do professionally, keep your job. That's income coming in. You can build a side hustle, right? And once your side hustle, you're making enough money, then that can sustain your lifestyle. Then if that's your choice, then of course. But I would say, why? If you could do both, keep doing both until you can't. I truly believe that everybody can do both. So when it comes to your career, never work for your quota. Work to your potential. So working for your potential will keep you highly motivated. So every day, my full potential takes off running in front of me, and I'm always trying to catch up. I'm always trying to catch up to myself. You know what you're capable of, not other people. Whatever you tell yourself, that's what you're going to believe. So I don't operate on other people's thoughts of me. Because who told you you couldn't, build a business and work full time? Every single person that I really know, they have a full-time job and they built a side hustle. I don't know too many people who just started a business and they didn't have any income. That's really not truly the most, I think most successful people have a full-time job and they build a side hustle. Thank you so much. Tap the screen. Hey, Deborah. Who told you you could only be a teacher? Who told you you could only be an accountant? Who told you you could only be a retail manager? Whoever told you that probably is jealous of you. Listen, you can write this down. Never hate on people who are jealous of you. I say respect those people because they see in you what they don't see in themselves. They're the ones who think you're better than them. So I don't listen to naysayers. I don't listen to people who don't have the same vision as I do or the same path as I do. They're not doing what I want to do. Thank you so much. Tap the screen for me. Yes. Understand also that you will not reach your full potential without increasing your knowledge. So that's why I said go to YouTube, find the people that you love that are already super successful, follow those people, learn from those people. You must train and invest in yourself to make yourself better. Just like you guys follow LeBron, right? He wanted to play on the basketball court with his son. His son's not that great, but he achieved that goal. And every day, I want to say they said he pays like $1 million to be trained. It's a crazy amount to be trained. And he's supposed to be number one. And he's still getting trained. He's still trying to live up to his full potential as a basketball player because he's still training every day. And he's won every award, broken every record, and he still trains. So as a salesperson, as a business coach, as a speaker, I train every day. This is the part of the training. If you want to flourish in anything, it will require you to put in time and energy. Time and energy. Thank you so much. You also can't reach your full potential holding on to where you are. You got to let everything go that happened in 2024. There's some disappointments. There's some sadness. There's a lot of things that has happened, but you're going to have to move forward. Some people let you down. Some people returned your stuff. Some people didn't like it. Some people didn't purchase. Doesn't matter. What are you going to do next? Oh, yes. Thank you so much. If you're giving me some stars on the tick and the talk. Is that helpful? Yes or yes? All right. So if you want more of this goodness, we do this all the time on the TikTok. So Bookface, you got to follow us over there. If you're not following me on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And so I'm going to let Instagram and Bookface and my YouTube channel. Yes, I'm going to see you later. We're going to continue this conversation on TikTok. Let's get into it. Did you learn something today? Okay, is there a question I can answer for you? Are you not clear? Just let me know in the chat. And I'm going to make sure that I clear it up so we have no excuses. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves. We have no excuses going into the new year. Yes or yes? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the prayers. I appreciate your blessings to me and my family. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Perfect. I'm just thankful that grace and mercy follow me. I'm Jerusha. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, and I'll see you on the page. Not you, TikTok. Just Bookface and Instagram and YouTube over here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Have a great day. All right.